Hello there, and we're back, and this time with Thomas Bitonti from IBM, which is going to talk about the Eclipse Transformer project. So the stage is yours, Thomas.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Thomas Bitonti. Together with BJ Hargrave, I'd like to welcome you to this presentation, which is all about the Eclipse Transformer. Both BJ Hargrave and I have extensive experience as software developers at IBM and are the co-authors of the Eclipse Transformer. This presentation provides an overview of the Eclipse Transformer, telling what problem the transformer solves and for whom. The presentation provides details and examples of the updates which are made by the transformer and shows how those updates are configured. The presentation provides a brief history of the development of the transformer and notes how the transformer may be extended for additional use. This presentation concludes with several useful links, including links to the transformer itself and including links to the most recent rules data, which is used for Java EE to Jakarta transformations.
Yeah, it's all good. We see you.
I had a glitch on my end, so just give me a
Oh,
moment.
okay. Oh, no worries.
The Eclipse Transformer Eclipse hosted open source project, which provides a tool for performing class and jar shading, and which, by performing package replacements, may be used to transform existing Java EE classes and archives into Jakarta EE compatible equivalents. Two comprehensive capabilities which are provided are the transformation of OSGI bundle archives and the transformation of entire Java EE applications. A core problem facing developers who are working within the Jakarta space is to replace Java EE package references with Jakarta package references. This core problem occurs with many types of Java EE artifacts, starting with Java classes and quickly extending to other artifacts, such as manifests, deployment descriptors, and server configurations. The core problem is seen when the goal is to create new Jakarta artifacts starting with Java EE artifacts. The need to create Jakarta artifacts is a problem for a variety of developers, server developers, test developers, and application developers. Initial use has been by Open Liberty, Wildfly, and Tommy Tribe, whose development organizations have used the transformer to add Jakarta support to their existing Java EE offerings. The value statement of the Eclipse Transformer is that it enables the rapid creation of Jakarta artifacts from existing Java EE artifacts. When using the transformer, existing Java EE artifacts need not be updated at the source level and rebuilt. Instead, new Jakarta artifacts are created in a single step from existing Java EE artifacts. The Eclipse Transformer is currently being used within Open Liberty builds and has been used by the Open Liberty Test Organization. Within Open Liberty, the transformer has been used for several purposes. These are to update OSGI bundle archives, to enable existing functional acceptance tests to run in Jakarta mode, and to convert certification tests to run in Jakarta mode. Open Liberty uses the transformer to enable running existing functional acceptance tests in Jakarta mode. That is, repeating the existing tests with several test artifacts updated to their Jakarta equivalent. One of the test steps is to replace Java EE features with the corresponding Jakarta features. That step is done outside of the transformer as a custom build step. Other test steps are to transform key test artifacts using the transformer. Test classes, test applications, server configurations used by the tests are all transformed. Package references pervade several types of artifacts and can occur in unexpected places. For example, JMS properties in activation specification elements of Open Liberty server configurations contain JMS class references. These must be transformed when running Open Liberty using Jakarta features. The transformer was used to jumpstart certification testing. The transformer was used to transform JEE certification tests into Jakarta equivalents as an initial measure until the actual Jakarta certification tests were available. Within Open Liberty, transformer was added as an optional step for building OSGI bundle archives. The step was enabled by a new BND directive, Jakarta EE. Having added the directive to a project BND file and having updated rules data with any necessary new package replacement data, the build automatically creates a second Jakarta version of the existing bundle archive. Here are several examples of updates which are made to metadata. The first example is an update to a bundle manifest, which includes OSGI metadata. Note that updates are made to package names and to package versions. This second example is a typical update made to a deployment descriptor. The example shows updates to resource references within a web module deployment descriptor. This third example is an update to an Open Liberty server configuration, which requires an update to the properties of JMS activation specifications, which contain JMS class names. This transformation is necessary when repeating feature acceptance tests in Jakarta mode. The transformer operates by recursively walking a target archive, directory, or file, copying and transforming all artifacts which are encountered. Transformations are performed by an action framework. Action implementation classes are implicitly mapped to artifact types. For example, there is an action for Java classes, an action for manifests, and an action for text files. The action framework selects a single action class for each artifact. A null action class is selected when no updates are to be made to a particular artifact. The action may update the name of the artifact and may update the contents of the artifact. The action finishes by summarizing what changes were made, and the action framework collects and prints a report containing these summaries at the conclusion of processing. The transformer may be invoked from the command line. This example shows the use of the Jakarta Transformer helper class. The Jakarta Transformer helper class uses prepackaged Jakarta rule property files to perform transformations. Alternatively, the transformer class may be used directly, in which case rules property files must be specified using command line arguments. So here's the invocation, some initial output, more output showing the selection of internal rules, and then an output showing that an action was selected. There would be initial actions showing if there were multiple jars processed or if logging were at a more verbose level. Finally, a report summary is displayed. This example shows that 57 artifacts were processed, of which 6 were updated by the transformer. The transformer is capable of updating several types of artifacts. Most prominent are Java classes. Other notable types are manifests, service loader configuration files, and text-like files, including XML files. XML files include deployment descriptors and Open Liberty server configurations. The transformer updates several types of archives. Archives are processed recursively. When transforming archives, the transformer is aware of the structure of the archive. Knowledge of archive structure is necessary for certain transformations. For example, transformations of service loader configuration files. The transformer performs several types of updates, in addition to updates to package references. When transforming a manifest, OSGI attributes which relate to bundle identity may be updated. This update is made to assign a new identity to the output bundle archive, which is necessary to distinguish the new transformed bundle archive from the original bundle archive. When transforming a manifest, OSGI attributes which contain package references may have new package version ranges assigned when updating the package references. Rules data may be specified to perform exact replacement of Java string constants, independent and in addition to package updates. Text-like files may be updated using simple text replacement. What updates are performed are configured through a set of property files. Most property files encode substitutions as initial value, final value pairs. Here are 2 examples. One for Java servlet and one for a custom property which embeds a package name. A set of Jakarta-specific property files is available within the Transformer project. Jakarta-specific property files may also be obtained from the Open Liberty Git repository. Links to current Jakarta-specific property files are provided at the end of this presentation in the section with links. Text substitutions are an important special case. Text substitutions use 2 tiers of property files. The first tier of property files maps file patterns, which may be simple file names, to second-tier property files. Second-tier property files contain actual initial final substitution pairs. The use of two tiers of property files enables the grouping of rules data which have common use and enables the selection of rules data for use by specific files. For example, within the prepackaged Jakarta rules data, a single property file was created for deployment descriptor updates. The several deployment descriptor file types are mapped by simple name to the common deployment descriptor rules property file. For robustness, text substitutions have been specified using fully qualified class names. While verbose, this minimizes the likelihood of incorrect substitutions. There is at least one case of a Jakarta package replacement for which the subpackage is not replaced. The development of the Eclipse Transformer from inception through incubation to release as an Eclipse-hosted project involved several IBM developers and spanned much of 2020. That span saw the inception and proof of concept prototyping, saw an incubation period during which the prototype was extended and vetted through concrete use, and saw the eventual release of the transformer as a new Eclipse-hosted open source project. Inception was by Alastair Nottingham and B.J. Hargrave, who together noted the core technical problem and who conceived of the transformer as a way to quickly create Jakarta artifacts from existing Java EE artifacts. B.J. Hargrave created the initial prototype transformer. Subsequently, a team was formed of IBM Open Liberty developers who used the transformer to transform Open Liberty artifacts. Web profile features were selected as the first set of features which were to be transformed. The transformer was iteratively and quickly extended using agile methodologies to incorporate capabilities necessary to fully transform the web profile artifacts. After the transformer was shown to successfully transform web profile features, the transformer was adopted as a part of the strategy for adding Jakarta support to the entirety of Open Liberty. Finally, the transformer, which had been incubating in a private repository, was adopted as an Eclipse-hosted open source project and was migrated to a public repository. The initial focus of the transformer was to provide a tool for application server development teams. The focus is expected to shift to usage by application developers, for example, to transform existing Java EE applications and to assist in assembling new Jakarta applications by combining existing Java EE components with new Jakarta components. Being rules-driven, the transformer may be used to perform package replacements other than the Java EE to Jakarta replacements, which are currently provided by prepackaged properties files. One such application is to invert the Java EE to Jakarta transformation. The embedded action framework may be extended to handle additional file types by adding new action implementations for new file types. The current class action implementation performs simple substitutions. The implementation may be extended to perform additional types of updates, for example, code injection or non-string constant replacement. For more information about the Eclipse Transformer or about the technologies used by the Transformer, see these links. The links include rules data, both within the official Eclipse Transformer repository and also within the Open Liberty repository. The current implementation uses BNDlib to perform class rewrites. As an alternative, the ASM framework is also available. In conclusion, I would like to thank the many people who made the Transformer possible. And I'd like to thank the audience for their patient participation. The remaining time is allocated for questions and answers.
Thank you, Thomas. Thanks for this presentation on one of the amazing projects. So let me see. So BJ was very active in answering some of the questions and inviting people to participate in the, contributing in the project. So thrilled to have BJ in the background as well. It is really thrilling to see, and it's amazing that we have this ready in time for the Jakarta EE 9 release. So I'm just wondering if we can have. Let me see how I can bring BJ. Are you going to be available to come on screen? So let me see if we can bring BJ, if you're around, to bring you on the screen as well. I know Thomas was presenting, but we know that BJ is very, very active. So, and I do remember BJ's cupcake last time around. So Thomas, do you have a cake or a cupcake?
I do not. The closest I have are some dinner pastries with salmon, which I don't think count.
Well, if that's how you celebrate, absolutely we can do it. So let me just try to get BJ on the screen. Okay, so Hudson is on his way in. Oh, there is BJ.
Right.
Hey, BJ.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
It's going really well. It's great to have you both on the screen. So,
Yep.
Tell us a little bit more. What has happened? I know Thomas has presented everything, but I'm just I know you can talk to us about Delta since the milestone release. Do you see? Can you give us how further Transformer project has been developed, and what else has been done by the community in that space, or we should further invite community to jump in and contribute?
Right. So I think as Thomas sort of mentioned, is that sort of this first phase of the life of the Transformer project has been pretty driven by the needs of the sort of the vendor community in Jakarta EE, who are struggling and having to deal with how to actually support the new APIs and the renames, right? And you've seen, as was mentioned, many projects are using Transformer now in one way or another to deal with this sort of dual world where they have to support, customers that still have existing Java EE applications, customers that want to write new Jakarta EE applications. And so this has really been sort of like a real performance boost for the community building out their implementations of Jakarta EE9. I think it's actually probably exceeded my expectations how useful it's been, not just to IBM and the Open Liberty Project, but to many of the other people in the Jakarta EE community. So I think, in many ways, Transformer's been sort of hit it out of the ballpark success, and it's what I would call phase one. And I think that the next level we're going to get to, right, is once these runtimes hit the market and people began to pick them up and want to use them, right, we're going to have a set of our joint customers who basically want to start hitting on the Jakarta EE API. But of course, nobody writes all of their own code, right? Everyone depends on some other library. And so I might want to write my application in Jakarta EE9 APIs, but I have to use this third-party library that isn't. So we need to figure out a way to make that sort of very easy, right? Whether it's done through some sort of tool chain support, so that in your Maven tool chain, you can slurp in some Java EE API jars and have them transformed into your assembly, or whether it's done at runtime, right? I think I heard one of the people were discussing actually doing the transformation at runtime as part of application deployment, right? So there are a lot of options available. So I think that at the next sort of heavy lifting we need to do in the Transformer project is to look to that next phase and see what features we need to add, right? And a couple that came up in the comments is basically, how can we sort of improve the abstraction so it's maybe not just files we're transforming, but sort of things like byte arrays or input streams or other things. And that'll enable a lot more scenarios for people to pick it up and use it, right, and drive the engine. So we do have some more work to do, but I think this first phase, we've seen it really making sure that we support the vendors to get their Jakarta EE9 implementations right up so they can get them out there and people can use them, right, to get us to the milestone we've hit today, which is important. But Absolutely. I think there's still more work to do, and looking forward to others using Transformer in anger and telling us what's wrong and what else is needed.
And that's very important. Being angry at the project would be fantastic, because we'll know what needs to be done, and people will start logging the PRs or issues. And to everyone out there, please be angry and let us know why. Don't be angry and not letting us know why. That's not good. But letting us know why is how we move forward.
Right, and definitely, of course, again, like all of the stuff that's going on in the Jakarta community and all open source communities, right? It's all driven by those that have interest. So show up with your comments, show up with your PRs, it's all welcome. Yes,
and I think at this point, all I want to do is to thank you both. If you happen in the next couple of days to have a cake dedicated to Jakarta EE9 release, do let us know, tweet your picture, and we'll be happy to share with the world. I will now invite you to end this session and slowly move towards the next one. And, and I like this comment from Werner. Anger-oriented programming. I think we can adopt that term. We'll see how far we'll get with that.
I think that acronym's been used already, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So let's have a short break, and I will meet you in the next session. And yes, keep being involved. Where's my cake? You didn't see my cake, Kevin? I cannot believe that. But let's wait for the last session, and then we will reveal all the cakes out there. But I do have a cake. I'm not sure I can top up Jelastic's cake, Ruslan's cake, but I'm pretty close, I have to tell you. So wait for that, and we'll chat later. Thank you both for joining the screen, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, BJ. Bye.